And one. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of ArmTalk. I'm your host, Jody Chocolate Thunder Williams. And once again, these two are no strangers to the ArmTalk show. I bring you Monster Michael Todd and his better half, Rebecca Todd. You two, welcome to the show.
Happy to be here, man.
Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Good.
We slept in today. We had a lot of driving this weekend. We had a late start. It took a while to get the design over, to get the RV wrapped. We were supposed to leave around 5 on Thursday. Ended up not leaving until like 8. Hit a lot of traffic. So probably ended up being in the RV 30 hours of actual behind the steering wheel of the RV. Probably about 30 hours between Thursday and Sunday. So my back's beat up. I'm sore. But I'm smiling. So
hey, I don't care how big an RV is. 30 hours is 30 hours, no matter how you slice it.
Right.
I'm going to share this feed really quickly to our community.
Yeah, I just shared it places on Facebook.
Hang on one second.
Yeah, so we went to Bowling Green, Ohio. There were 2 events this past weekend, one in Dixon, Tennessee, which is probably 5.5 hours from me, and the other one, which was in Bowling Green, which is about 13 hours from me. And literally, when I told people I was doing this Quest for 100, a lot of it was, I want to get cool awards. Who's going to give away the coolest awards? Now, David Owens put on a great event. He did cash back. But this being the first one, like if it had been later on in the year and I'd already won some cool stuff, I might have went for the cash back, less travel, get the medals. But this one had some stuff. And I'll tell you, I saw him. Me and Juan were going back and forth for a while because I told him about this quest. And he was sending me the awards. And then I was at the Olympia and I saw Justin Madero. So I don't know who all on here follows CrossFit, but Justin is the 2-time fittest man on earth. So he won the 2021 and 2022 CrossFit Games. I met him at Rogue back in October and saw him at the Olympia again. And he just won the Buttery Bros game, big medallion chest plate, gangster looking chain. And I'm like, dude, can I see that? And I grabbed a hold of it. It had like 4 pounds of weight to it. And I'm like, all right. So that was it because I knew that's what the overalls were in Bowling Green. So just to give you a quick update for anyone who hasn't been following, I entered 6 divisions. So we have the 199 and up left hand, first place, Masters Division. We have the 199 and up, first place, right-handed Masters Division. Right?
Nice.
So that's 2. I got 98 more to go after that. Because goal is 100 first place. 242-pound left-handed. Yes, I made 242 pounds. I got 11 pounds to go to get to Angarbayev weight. Oops. Uh-oh. All right, we're back. 242-pound right-hand division. So that's 4. And these are huge plaques. Like, these are some good-looking plaques. I think Bob Sutton does these plaques. So if you're interested in some cool plaques, contact Bob Sutton on Facebook. But Juan gave out some awesome awards. Filthy Animal Arm Wrestling Club. I just love the gorilla. Super awesome. So, still a super heavyweight. Still pulling supers. 243 plus left. 243 plus right. All right. So that's the divisions. Now we had everyone who won every other class. Fortunately, I won 3 divisions, so I didn't have to arm wrestle myself a couple times, right? And here we go. Left-handed gangster chain, dude. Tell me that's not awesome, right? So
how heavy is that?
It's just under 4 pounds. I just weighed it. I thought it was closer to 6, but it's just under 4. But so this is the left. You see, this is all gold. The right one is a little bit different. It's black and gold.
That's nice.
So we are 8 down, 92 more to go.
That is so awesome. And before we continue, everybody, Phil Woody in the UK is here. Jay Clean. We got Sarah Latona, of course. We got Paul Stevens. We got Russ Schrader. They're all in the house. And before I go any further, Mr. Welsh Wolverine wants to know, Michael, when you coming back to the UK?
I don't know. I talked to Phil about a few things. I'm not sure what my 2023 schedule is going to look like. I have a very extensive event schedule. Like I can sit here and tell you every event's in my head. They're past August, but in my head I know what they are. But and it's all tentative. It's a tentative to what events are currently out there. New events might show up. So it really just depends on where I want to go, where Redcon One Energy wants me to be at a GNC or a meet and greet at a vitamin shop or whatever they want me to do as well, because they're the ones who are responsible for funding this entire 2023 Quest for 100. But yeah, man, I'm not sure about UK yet, but who knows?
And I'm only guessing because the new league that's going to start this coming weekend, Arm Gods, is going to be in Ireland. So I'm assuming that he's probably hinting toward you to say, hey, we'd love to have the both of you guys out there. But, you know, you two are very, very busy, like on the go. So before I go any further, thank you for squeezing me in this time frame, because I know you guys got a lot going on today.
We just got off our brand new podcast with Talking Elite Fitness, who is one of the premier fitness podcasts. They're heavily, like basically the voice of Rogue for CrossFit. Sean and Tommy I did have a great time with those guys. And it's fun talking to them because they're so excited about learning about our sport, right? So sharing that with them is awesome. We just got off that podcast, so it's going to be Monster Mondays, and they're following the journey as well, all 52 weeks.
So all of you right now, be sure that you go and subscribe on YouTube to Talking Elite Fitness. And if you listen to podcasts, you want to be sure and get those downloads, because this is someone who has not been in our niche, has not been in arm wrestling. And CrossFit community is a huge community. The strength community is a huge community. And this podcast is going to be focusing on some arm wrestling, where we can talk about different tournaments that Michael goes to, different people he encounters, you know, things like that. So be sure and show them that you love that they're entering into this space.
It really is. It's opening us up to an entirely new demographic of people who are interested in follow strength, right? And the fact that they're finding out, like Sean is he's like, I'm so excited. I'm learning so much about your sport, you know? And this was our second interview we just did with them. And to see how excited they are about what this year is going to be, and finding out about arm wrestling and what it takes to be a champion or to compete, or the ups and downs and all the good things that we do in this sport, right? So we're excited about being able to share that with, a whole new group of people.
Repeat the name of the podcast: Talking Elite Fitness.
There you go, Jay Clean. There you go.
Yeah.
Now, Michael, I am not one to tell you what to do. You're a man of yourself, but you have a young lady there who cares about your training and stuff. And as a fan of yours, I have to ask, because some few years back, you injured yourself going into Nemiroff. So, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? And now you're going into this journey, this quest, and I'm thinking, all right, how did the bicep hold up? How did it hold up?
Well, okay, so here's the deal. And this is going to be go ahead.
Talk about how you felt going to the tournament yesterday.
Oh, so it wasn't yesterday.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so I'm just going to be honest. I was extremely nervous. As nervous as I've ever been before any event I've ever participated in. And people are going, oh, it was a smaller tournament. You weren't facing the best guys in North America. I'm like, hey, that's not the thing. And that might have even made it worse, because like I was there. We drove, like I said, very long time to get there. And I was in the parking lot a couple hours before the event, and I seriously wanted to leave. Like, I was too nervous to compete. Like, I was like, and I don't know if there's expectations on myself, expectations others have for me.
But you had a big fear.
What happens if my bicep tears apart? What happens if I lose? What happens? Just every possible case scenario was going through my head that made me doubt myself.
Right.
And then walking into the thing and seeing the excitement that everyone had to have us there, people who'd only known us through social media got to meet us in person, signing this young kid's shirt, and just kind of put me in my element, right?
Can I talk about just one thing, interject? By the way, when he's talking about the excitement of the people when we walked in, could not have been more welcoming. The competitors were excited to compete against Michael. Let me say that again. The competitors were excited to compete against Michael. You know why? They brought their balls with them. For those of you that are out there wondering or crying, saying it's not fair that Michael's competing in pro classes, understand. The competitors that were competing against him were excited, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Because they know when you have someone of this level, it automatically raises the level of competition.
Yes.
In the tournament. I'll get to that in a minute. Bring me back Jody, when he finishes
she
talking.
She does have something to say
bring
about that.
me back.
It makes a ton of sense
to talk
of where
about
we're at right
the
now,
level
the current
of
state of arm wrestling in the United States.
Bring me back to talk about the level of competition in the United States, North America. Go ahead. You finish, and I will get back to
What was you going to say, Jody?
Well, I was going to say, I don't understand why people feel that way, because there are some people, well, why is Michael Todd going to be in this class? And, I can't win. I'm like, when you have someone as yourself of that stature that brings a lot to a tournament, both you guys, the RVs, the dogs, all that, when y'all bring all that, to an event, that right there should just have everybody, you're going to get everybody's A game. You're going to get everybody's best shot. And for some people to act like y'all shouldn't be there because you guys are so much up here, it kind of bothers me, because we're in this sport to compete. You want to compete to get the best. You want to make sure, okay, how good am I against Michael Todd? I've told people time and time again, when y'all came to Multnomah Falls, when we did that thing in the parking lot, now we all knew the situation, you were coming off some sickness and stuff, and you were like, hey, I'm going to hold you head. So you and I were going left hand, got a couple pins. It was cool for it, but never in 1,000 years did I think that, oh, well, I can beat Michael Todd because I pinned him in practice. It's like going, you know what? That's not the competitive version. What they saw in Ohio was the competitive version, and is it because people are like just scared? Or
one of the funniest things that I heard, there were a lot of things, but it was always behind me, because I'd be filming. I get filming horizontal format and vertical for both platforms, right? And I hear behind me, my God, he's fast. Did y'all know Michael Todd was so fast? I thought Michael Todd was slow. Why is he so fast? It's like he's hitting. When you guys have encountered him at practices, he's letting you get into position, and he's learning, he's working his weaknesses. But when he's at a tournament, that tournament is real. He's in pro classes.
Yes.
It actually says it on the trophy, pro.
Yeah.
He's in pro classes. He's going to go because that's what you're supposed to do.
I'm going to go ahead and talk on that for a second, because I am going to catch a lot of hate throughout this year, which is fine, because, some people like me, some people hate me, and I'm going to go ahead and just
do what you do, man. Do what you do.
I'm doing me, right? So, Michael, you're too smiley, you're too happy, you're not aggressive. We want old aggressive Michael Todd, blah, blah, blah. Well, listen, every single time I compete in 2023, the moment they say go, I will go as hard as I can. So if you're across the table from me and you're in an open division, or you're in a pro division, you're in a master's division, unless you say, I am not going to try, I'm just going to lay down, don't come up to me and say, take it easy on me. I don't know you. I'm going as hard as I can against everybody, because it's a competition. And I've got 100 first places to win. I'm not going to get injured. I pull on Saturday. I train on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, rest Thursday, Friday, pull again on Saturday, and that's going to be my year, right? If you don't like it, don't enter the class.
Yeah,
because I'm trying to win. Like every event that I enter, if you beat me, and people will beat me this year. Like it's impossible for me to enter 100 divisions and win 100 first places. I may have to enter 120 to win 100. Who knows how many I have to enter, right? But I'm not quitting until at least I win 100. And if I win 100 before the end of the year, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go to 120, 130, 140, whatever I got to do, because this is my year to fall back in love with arm wrestling. I'm on the road with my best friend, with my dogs, having a great time, and I'm going to compete. Now, I expect to be just as nervous every event as I was at this event.
Right.
It wasn't just because of the bicep. It's because I could line up every single person in the tournament right here and done a king of the table in my garage and had no stress. But the fact that it was an official event, official results, I was nervous. Like I was nervous.
Anything can happen with a ready go.
Listen, it comes down to this. And Rebecca's going to talk about this. When I started arm wrestling, there wasn't really. I mean, there was occasionally some amateur tournaments in Texas. I think I got an amateur trophy over there from Kentucky. I was pulling John Brzezinski within a few years. Like my second year, I pulled John Brzezinski and Ron Bath at the North American Shootout, Great American Shootout, and Nagasaki Beach, North Carolina National Championship. John Brzezinski, Ron Bath, Michael Todd, Steve Norno. I mean, the very best that did this at 20 years old, I'm pulling. There wasn't no place to hide. You went, you competed against the best.
Did they take
you strived to be the best? No. I mean, but it just, listen, I love competing. I'm happy with where I'm at right now. I do believe this is just the start. I think I'm going to get much, much better. How the bicep held up? Well, I was hitting very hard on go. That's the first time I really hit like that. I tentatively hit against Corey. I held some resistance as Corey was trying to pin me. Bicep held up, bicep held up. There was one match against the guy who took second to me in the super heavyweight right-handed division.
Right.
That he went for bench press, about 6'6", 300-plus pounder, and I just pushed straight down and crushed him. They're like, oh, we're not calling center table pad pins. Well, it wasn't center table. His hand was to the left of my elbow pad. I pinned him on my side of the table.
But it was so fast.
It was crazy fast. So they restarted it. And on the start, he hit me with his shoulder on top of my hand. Like this 6'6" long lever lands on my hand with his body. But it's so fast you don't catch the foul, right?
Right.
But it's so much shock to my bicep, and then we slip out that I was like, oh shit.
It scared the hell out of him.
Is my arm gonna be okay from that? Like am I injured? Or is it just tender, right?
Right.
Getting the strap, crushing side brushing the strap, pull the rest of the event, pull left, pull overalls, right, left. People are like, hey, can we do any after pulling? I'm like, no, man. I'm here to make sure I get through this event injury free. Confidence, feel good, go home. I'm gonna train tomorrow. I got Angerbayev in 13 days, 14 days, whatever it was at the time. And that's it. I mean, I am not gonna be doing after the tournament pulling unless it's gonna be like I couldn't right now with the state of my bicep. Not knowing, like even though I held up, these guys are not the level of Angerbayev. But my speed's on point. Am I faster because I'm lighter? Or am I faster because I'm levels higher than the guys I was competing against? I don't know. I'm pretty fast. And I think I'm fast enough to meet Angerbayev in the center table, slip, strap, and when they say go, I don't see any lane that he beats me in. If my bicep holds up, I don't see any lane that this young man can beat me. Now, he is an amazing arm wrestler. He's a very accomplished arm wrestler, but the winner or loss of this match will not be determined by Angerbayev. It's going to be determined on how I am when I show up. What is my mental state? Does my bicep integrity hold up? And if those things are in form, I win.
Rebecca, I know you want to say something, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you the floor.
Yeah, just when he was talking about the pin that was missed, to me, that was a God thing. Because yes, the pin was missed. He had to restart, and that guy did lay on his arm, lay on his bicep.
Right.
So that was a little test for us. And that was a little test for Michael, that his bicep did hold up, because that was one big dude. I mean, he was Jerry Caderet style, just all. So that was a shock, and it held up to that. So that has to be a little confidence. What Michael went into this event with, and I'll be the first to say that I was like, hey, I really think that we need to just not do this, that we need to just stay at home. You've got this coming up. That's what we need to focus on. Right. No, I take all that back, because he thoroughly needed to test himself. He needed to test himself, because what he was lacking in a big way was confidence in his strength, confidence in his ability to go, have to worry about ring rust, right? And then confidence in how his bicep would hold up. Now, yes, it still wasn't the amount of torque that we know that Angerbayev is going to put on him.
Right.
But everything is intact at this point. Anything can happen at any point with a injured bicep, non-injured bicep. Anything can happen. We know that when we take the table. But we just wanted to be able to stack things as best we could in his favor, as far as on the side of safety. When it comes down to it, if the thing is going to come apart, I would much rather it be here stateside than over there in Istanbul.
Yeah, but I mean, I think, you needed this, because the fact that, hey, I want to know, because mentally that can mess you up. You want to know, am I hitting on all cylinders? When I get to the table, am I doing my checklist before the ref says go? You need all that kind of stuff. You're not going to get that in a after pull. You're not going to get that at a training. To test it, you got to do it. And when you walked out of there and the smoke cleared, hey, no injuries, which is what we're all praying for, because you have a monumental event coming up with Angerbayev, and you told us, you know what? All I need to do is just, if I can walk out of there, Ohio, right, and injury-free, that right there speaks volumes in the confidence. Your time is going to be on point. I don't want to say knock on wood, you have nothing to worry about. But now, once that confidence triggers in, we all know a very motivated and a confident Michael Todd is probably the most dangerous Michael Todd out there. So I think
Well, let me tell you the other big thing. I asked him when Mike Ennis is the 6'6" guy's name. He had the overalls on, and we put the little short up of him. I asked him, I said, when he got on your bicep like that, did you just automatically react? Was it just muscle memory that you just automatically reacted? And he said, yes, that's amazing. And that is like the best news to me, because whether his mind wants him to or not, whether the fear is there or not, the body knows what to do.
There you go.
So he's questioning himself, if I get in this position, am I gonna be afraid? Am I not gonna trust it and just give up? No, his body's not gonna let him just give up. I know this.
Now, what weight are you coming in at against Angarbayev?
The weight class is 231 pounds.
When was the last time you were 231?
Left. So I was 249 on December 21st.
You could probably cut 7 or 8 a day.
272 December 26th.
Yeah.
I gained 23 pounds 5 days. And then I made
pizza. Was it pizza?
It's pizza, cake, everything. I mean, I love food, man. I mean, people are like, oh, this. Listen, if I'm gonna be 100% honest as possible. In 5 days, went from 249 to 272. Had I not got on track December 26th, I would be over 300 pounds right now. If I would have just continued down the same path, I easily would have gained 50 pounds in 2.5 weeks.
Wow.
That's just me.
It's a lot of bloat.
I am genetically a farm boy, hay hauling country boy genetics, endomorph body type. I put on weight easy. For me to look right, I have to eat right. I'm not the guy who, just eat big. No, if I eat big, I look like shit. And I'm gonna feel like shit. And like if I could eat 5,000 to 10,000 calories of healthy food, then it might look different. But if I'm eating bad, I'm eating pizza, cake, ice cream, and lots of it, right?
Right.
But so I made 242s. I got 11 pounds to go. I will probably be there with about 6 or 7 pounds left, and then I'll just cut it in the sauna, and then I'll rehydrate. We weigh in, I think, Friday morning, compete Saturday night. So I have 36 hours or so to rehydrate, and then there you go. Probably 248, 250 by the time that we compete.
There you go. I'm gonna let you read that, Rebecca.
Says Jody, Michael has to be one of the mentally strongest athletes in the sport. The fact he doesn't realize just shows how human the big dog is. Bionic $6 million monster coming to Istanbul hot.
That's the thing is, like I said, if I win, great. If I lose, obviously he cheated somehow. Nah, I mean, if I lose, hey, so be it. Like I said, we just put out a video on YouTube. My career is not determined by 1 loss, 2 losses, 3 losses, whatever. I determine when I'm done, and I'm just getting started. So I don't care. When I say I don't care, I have a disgust for losing, and I hate losing. So I'm not going to try to, I want to win. If I was to lose this match in 12 days, I come back home, I keep training. I'm back at an event, February 11th, February 18th, February 25th, Arnold Classic, March 11th, March 18th. I'm competing. I'm doing a Quest for 100. I'm doing it no matter what, right? And I'm just going to keep getting better. I'm just going to keep getting stronger. The bicep's going to keep getting better. It's going to keep getting stronger. I do believe I'm going to win. I wasn't sure, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm going to win.
Right.
But I believe I'm going to win. Like, I didn't believe as much as I believe now when I did my live interview with Angarbayev and Engen. But I believe I'm going to win. I believe this is getting back to loving what it is that I do, loving my craft, something I've dedicated so much of my life to. But it also comes down to having fun again, not letting the pressure get to me, not staying in my room waiting until it's time for me to arm wrestle, not standing out in the crowd. Like, I'm going to be in people's corners. I'm going to be fired up about arm wrestling. And when it's my time, you're going to see Monster come out. Like, that's what's going to happen.
Everybody get ready, because I'm telling you right now, this Monster, new and improved Monster, this sport can be really taxing on someone's mental aspect, right? One of the there's a lot of reasons why, I'm a fan of yours, but when you take a loss, if you take a loss, this sport can really mess you up. Like, we see, and you guys know people, I know people in the chat know other people where a loss does something to them, they kind of just disappear. Whereas you use that as like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna make sure that's not gonna happen again. Back in the gym the following Monday, you know, if you're not traveling the following Sunday, but you go back to the gym and go, okay, I know you watched tons of tape, footage. You know what? This is where I messed up. Oh, this is where he got me. That's not going to happen again. And you go ahead and you work that angle to where I cannot be beat. And I wish everybody had that same mentality, but it's not for everybody. You want to explain that one?
Listen, it comes down to
it's evident it's not for everybody, because you see it a lot in comments, which we're turning off negative comments, by the way, guys. We're cutting
we
negativity
listened to a
out
Kevin
of the
Hart
live.
podcast with Joe Rogan on the way home, and that is a very inspirational, motivational young man, right? And I'm going to take a lot of what he said and just put out positive. You know, if it's hate, if you're around me and all you do is complain and gripe and bitch, then you're not going to be around me. You know, if you're putting out positive and you're happy and inspiring and wanting to see other people do great things, and you realize that other people's success can also be your success, just if you put in the same amount of work, that's the people I'm going to surround myself with. The people who are always complaining or why is my life so tough? Your life is what you make it. You know,
right.
I'm going to wake up tomorrow and try to be better than I was today. And that's going to be my goal every day. Now, as far as arm wrestling is concerned, it's a champion mindset. It's just, I was never supposed to be as good as I became. I was 198 pounds, 6'3", not huge framed guy, but I'm a guy that worked, and I worked hard. And now the 198 me was not really 198 because I graduated high school at 215. It was a guy who ate right to make 198s, who ate right to be small for a decade. And then I realized, okay, I'm over 200 pounds and I still have abs. Well, okay, I'm not going to lose muscle, go back to that weight. Then I'm a guy who got fat because he ate a bunch of food, you know, and then, so I'm always up and down. My weight is not determined by what supplements I'm taking or what I'm doing. It's my nutrition. It's so funny. I post my before and after, like, oh, guys, on Trimbalone sandwiches. I'm like, are you crazy? I lost 50 fucking pounds. What the hell did steroid you think I took to lose 50 pounds?
Exactly.
Tell me, please.
I mean, seriously, like if drugs made you go from my 293 me to 243 me without nutrition, I'm taking those drugs because that was so much dedication. We're 6 cheat days in 6 months. That's sacrifice. That's not enjoying family dinners. That's not doing what everyone else does. That's choosing to be extraordinary versus being ordinary. You know, it's your life. You have an opportunity to be extraordinary. Just most people are comfortable being ordinary. I'm not okay with that. And extraordinary means you win all the time.
Right.
Extraordinary means when you lose, you pick yourself back up and you go for it again. I'm not the guy who you beat my ass once and I'm out. You're going to beat my ass over and over and over until I'm the one kicking your ass.
And that's how it is, you know. One more question before we shift gears to the misses. Monster Factory. It was an awesome event to end 2022. Do you have any plans to do another one in 2023 with the busy schedule that you guys have?
We do. We do. And we're going to announce the date
coming soon,
and the first official match that is going to be on the card. I will suspect this particular match will either be the co-main event or potentially could be the main event of the match. Wow. And it's not me.
As of now,
that's weird. It's not you. That's weird.
It's a very big match because it's a very big personality.
Yeah.
And not even personality, just a legend in the sport of arm wrestling.
Excited.
Who's excited about competing at the Monster Factory, and we're more than happy to have him involved. So we have that. I just had a message from the young man that competed this weekend, John Theron from Canada, and he would like to be on the card. He told me the opponent he would like to pull, so I'm going to contact him today, and they may be on the card as well. I think we may have you and Russ Schrader on the card as well. I don't know if it's going to be on the Saturday event on the undercard or if it's going to be the preliminary on Friday. But either way, I don't know how we're doing this event yet. I know the next one we do will not be a noon start time. We're going back to our original 5 p.m. start time. I think in the United States at noon, people are doing things on Saturday. You know, we were trying to get Eastern European viewers. We're trying to get European viewers. Do what?
chores, because I tell you, when you go off at noon of your time, I'm like trying to do all my chores and get it done.
Chores.
And then like
But
I got the
you know what I'm
guys
saying?
over
Like,
for
Saturday
practice.
is a work day. It's a work at home day for a lot of people.
But it's also a go out and do fun stuff during the day, and then watch your pay-per-views at night, or watch your UFC at night, or have your dinner at home at night, whatever, right? So having a 5 p.m. start time makes more sense. We're not trying. I mean, yes. Do I want European people to watch? Do I want everybody to tune in? Absolutely, absolutely. I want those people to tune in. But my priority has to be North American viewers because I'm a North American platform, right? So I can't be doing it at noon trying to get these other people to be able to watch it. It's free anyway, right? It's free anyway.
Right.
Russ is know if he can know the date.
Not on here, you can't. But I get to make that announcement. That's not a Chocolate Thunder announcement. But yeah, Monster Factory. And I'm going to tell you, we are always one Monster Factory away from never doing another Monster Factory. And we're one Monster Factory away from being at Monster Factory 100. This thing just keeps rolling, right? I never know from event to event what's going to happen. If people support the event and people don't bitch about shit, I'm going to keep
And we don't care if people bitch about shit. We turn that off.
I don't like bitches. So I'm just going to let you know.
But can I give you some insight on why I think it's successful? Because with all the other promotions going on, what you got going on right now is statewide. You don't have to go over to across the pond to enjoy that. You don't have to go to Dubai or, Ireland or United Kingdom, which are awesome places, by the way. But to have it stateside, it's like, oh, sweet. I mean, I think that's one of the exciting things. So you two, you're doing an awesome job. Thank you for that.
We really love being able to highlight North American pullers. Yes, we had a arm wrestler, I guess, that was not North American. And you have to remember Canada is North America. So we had one that was not, but we like being able to highlight North American pullers to North America. A lot of them don't even know all of these great names. They're learning them, guarantee you a lot more people know who Dustin Hyatt is now.
And Pablo
than did before,
Right.
And if someone didn't know because they weren't in arm wrestling who Bob Brown was, they do now, and it's a lot. It's just important to me that it's not only focused on what can happen overseas. It's important to me that here in the States, we support our athletes here in the States.
And also, that being said, that's where we currently are now as a promotion. It could get big enough, the support gets big enough, the sponsors get big enough that we have our own East versus West, but West versus East right here. You know what I mean? Like we bring them up and we don't have a 15 card match. We have a 5 or 10 card match that's, East versus West. You never know. Like those are things that are always on the table that are options. But let me tell you two things about holding these events that meant a lot to me.
Yes.
John Brzenk was here in July. He told us this is probably one of the best times I've ever had at an arm wrestling event. John Brzenk has arm wrestled for nearly 40 years.
That meant a lot to me.
And been everywhere.
His time here at the Monster Factory was one of the best times he's ever had an arm wrestling event. Very important, right? That means a lot.
Yeah.
Number 2, John Brzenk looks around my gym and goes, damn, this makes me give away all my awards. Makes me regret giving away all my awards.
He said, this is inspirational.
He's like, looking at this makes me regret giving away all my awards. Because it is a room of inspiration. It is a place to inspire. It's a place to motivate. And it's not the golds. It's not the first place. It's not the world titles, the national titles. It's that second place plaque that I still hung up. That third place medal, 5th place plaque that still hung up. You know what I'm saying? It's those things. It's the stories. It's the memories. It's the life experiences. That's what this gym is to me. So Monster Factory will always be held in a Monster Factory location. Now, does that mean I'm always going to live here? Who knows? Maybe we buy 20 acres somewhere else and I build a huge outside the city limits, event center on my property.
That's a lot of awards you got to move.
Yeah, it is a lot of awards. That's a lot of awards. So
Guess who doesn't move them?
Yeah, Rebecca doesn't touch it anyway. She does touch it, but she doesn't touch it.
Whoa. I saw your face turn red, Rebecca.
Look, if it wasn't that, it wouldn't be me, right? Like if I don't throw those in when I can, it would not be legit Michael.
He's so bad.
Good, is what you mean. All right. So what Rebecca was going to say earlier, and I can let her speak on it or I can speak on her behalf, was the level of arm wrestling in the United States.
Yes.
We believe In the last 5 to 10 years, a lot of the elite arm wrestlers in North America have been taken out of the tournament format and put in the super match format and no longer test themselves in tournaments. What that means is the highest level you can reach in a tournament is the tier below the very best, right? That the North America has to offer. So these people that are coming up, that's all they can aspire to achieve, because the Eastern Europeans are the best going against the best at every tournament they have. Like Russian nationals. Sometimes a guy that finished 4th at Russian nationals could win WAF if the top 3 guys didn't show up. You know what I mean? Kazakhstan, all those things.
When Pushkar passed away, he was still competing at their tournaments.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so it comes down to the fact that, you know, we kept people saying I shouldn't compete. Well, no, everyone should compete. We all should compete. Travis has said it for a while. The only way to find out who the best in the world is to have tournaments once a month, and you know, everybody pull every month. And who wins, right? I'm not doing that. Now, the Aries ranking that Corey Miller's got, it was cool to see after one event how much further I went up the rankings, right? Like, I moved up quite a bit. You know, I looked at the one from the other day, and then I looked at the one after the rankings. You know, the event results were put up. And that's another thing. Do I want to be on top of all those rankings? Absolutely.
You're not explaining it well, though.
Rebecca says I'm not explaining it well, so I'm going to
So this is what and maybe he did.
I thought I explained it very well. I mean, I should have thrown one of those in.
It wasn't in my brain. When I said that, when you have removed the top tier of athletes from competition, you've automatically lowered the level of competition, because now you've made the top of that competition much easier to obtain. Jody Williams, if you're walking around and you know that any day that you show up at a tournament, you are taking first, no big deal. Are you going to work really that much harder? But if somebody comes in that you suddenly find out, oh crap, no, they're like another level, 2 levels ahead of me. Are you now going to work harder? A person will only become, or they can only aspire to be what they know, what they can feel, what they can touch. You know, the whole thing about if you hang around 5 negative individuals, you're going to be the 6th. If you hang around 5 wealthy, financially free individuals, you're going to be the 6th. You become what you surround yourself with. If you're going to tournaments and that top level is not there, now everybody only has a certain height to aspire to be. Now the problem with that is, yes, we still have our elites that are competing in super match format, but what about the next generation? Exactly. How do they compete when they go overseas? Because now they're in super matches with Europeans who, by the way, are still competing in tournaments in their countries with the elite, with the best. So they know what that next level is. They know what to aspire to. You want to increase the level of competition among North America. Our elites have to get back into tournaments and compete with the people, so that and when I say the people, I don't mean the people under them, compete with everybody else, so that now everybody else knows what it is that they're reaching for. Does that make sense?
It does. I totally agree, you know, and this is where people really, I understand arm wrestling can just shift gears quickly. It went from like tournament. Oh, now we're doing super match. But sometimes it's always good to go back to the basics, you know? That comment you made.
Sorry to cut you off real quick. It's a hard shift for someone who's now getting paid to compete to going back to paying to compete.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like no one makes a living off tournament arm wrestling. You know, and without WAL being out there, without UAL being out there, without being big leagues being out there paying you first place, 10,000, you know, whatever it is, you know, no one's making a living off arm wrestling. We know that. I am blessed with this opportunity in this venture to go out, have the expenses covered through a sponsor, because we have a large enough platform that people are getting, you know, that they see the investment in us and being a partner with us, that I get to do this. So I'm not saying when she says the elites need to do this, the elites can do whatever they want. I'm just saying, and what she's saying is the level of arm wrestling is going to be the level that you compete against. That's all she's saying. I'm not trying to tell anybody else what they need to do. I'm doing what I want to do, and I'm having a blast doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you something hilarious. I haven't told you this. There's a rumor going around that I heard about yesterday that if I win all 100 first places, there's a sponsor that's going to pay me $200,000.
Well, I wish he would come out of the woodwork.
Where is that dude? And why have we not talked face to face? Because if that's on the, I mean, I'll win 150 to get 300 grand. What's the plan? Tell me what I need to do. because I was like, is it true that you're getting $200,000 if you win all 100 first places? I'm like, news to me, but I'm hoping somebody pays me that. But yeah, so it's funny how things get started. Now I have my brand and other things that we do could have a greater value than that by the end of this year.
But that will be because of social media.
It's because of our social media, our hard work, and our relationships that we build. And do we create interesting content that people want to partner with? But yeah, nobody's paying me to win these. I'm doing this because this is what Michael Todd wants to do, you know?
Yeah. So
that is funny though, right?
Yeah, that is hysterical.
No,
but to cover what Michael was just actually touching on, you just kind of barely skated over it. And I know how people take things out of context. Michael is not paid by our brand partners to win. He is paid by our brand partners to represent them well. And sometimes you win, sometimes you don't win. And thank goodness, not everything is based upon, just 100% performance.
What is Neil saying there?
Neil says, this is Jody Shoulders, Gnome MMT. Just a flying visit to say hello and wish you the best, guys. Not long now before it's on again. TikTok, arm wrestling's about to kick off in 2023. Yes, it is.
I mean, I do think there's a lot of very big opportunities that arm wrestling's in a phenomenal space at the moment. It's a very, very opportune time for this thing to potentially explode. Now, is it going to? I don't know. But the potential's there. The potential's there. If the right people see what it is that we do, and it's not so much what we do, it's the characters involved in this sport. Like, you have to have someone to cheer for. You have to have someone to hate. Obviously I'm that guy. But it's just,
I wouldn't say so much anymore. I think maybe Devin might be the villain these days, but go ahead. I got you.
Yeah, I mean, but what I'm saying is the sport to grow, the sport to be mass marketed, it cannot just be about the sport. It cannot just be about arm wrestling. It has to be about what it takes to become an arm wrestler. What your family, Game of Arms did a great job. It just wasn't realistic because they were like, oh, if I win this match, it's going to change my life. You're going to win $750. You win the match. It's not going to change your life, And no one's arm wrestling in a meat pack place, right? That's not going to happen. Right. But they had the right idea. Neil has the right idea. Portraying the arm wrestler, finding out the personality, finding out the character, finding out what a person does experience when they win or when they lose. Those are the things that's going to make arm wrestling mainstream, in my opinion. But either way, regardless, if this thing ever becomes bigger than what it is, I'm going to have fun while it lasts.
Oh, yeah. Now, Miss Rebecca, awesome name, by the way. My wife approves of it. From one Rebecca to another. Sarah Latona is in the chat. Sarah, get ready, because now we're going to shift gears about the journey you two have put in your heads together to inspire ladies. And lately, Rebecca, I want to get I don't know if you've been watching lately, but I've been having some women arm wrestling on my show, and I really want to push the ladies division in 2023. So any kind of remarks or comments you want to make, but the journey may help, I think. You want to touch base on that?
Yeah. So Sarah reached out to me because I'm always, or not always, but since early last year, I've been on a journey. I've been on a fitness, not just physical fitness journey, but a mental fitness journey as well. And I have shared a little bit of that. And she reached out to me, and I think she wanted to tone up, lose a little weight, do something like that. And she was like, well, what if we just band together and we just put stuff out there, which is what I've been doing already anyway. I just put it out there, what I'm doing. And I hope that someone can see where we are, and not just, it's hard for me to actually put what's in my head into words. I mean, I'm not putting these videos out to be like, look at how great I am. I'm putting these videos out to say, look at where I'm going. Look at how I'm working. Look at what I'm going to do. Because I am of a certain age. I will slap you if you say that. Okay. I am of a certain age now, which I love that Sarah wanted to use the hashtag Fit Sisters over 30. I'm like, I will be in that group.
Over 30.
Yes, I will be in that group. But I am of a certain age. And when Michael has said it, a small handful of trolls have made fun of him. But I thoroughly believe it about him. I thoroughly believe it about myself that this year I can obtain and will obtain my highest level of fitness, mentally and physically. I'm going to be my best shape. And I'm working on that. I'm working on that every day. I'm working on that through training hard physically. I'm working on that through giving my body good fuel. I'm working on that through feeding my mind with the stuff that my mind needs, not the negativity. Like he said, we're not spending time on the trolls and negative stuff anymore. I'm telling you, I have no problem. Block, delete.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't need to be in my life. If anybody tells you, Jody, because you are starting out in social media and you're doing great, if anybody tells you that you have to have the negativity, that is a lie. It is a lie. You do not have to have it. You can block it. You can get rid of it. And you can make your community a positive community moving forward.
Yes, I agree.
I'm not sure. And this is still going back to me and Sarah. We want to inspire other women. In these last few years, it's become popular and the thing to be negative. It's become popular and better accepted to talk about what you hate or to call people out. You know, that's what's become attractive, the cool thing on social media. That's not what we're about. And that's not what you have to be about. We are going to be about supporting other people wherever you are in your journey. And we're also going to be about, people talk about you need to have tolerance. Well, we're not going to have tolerance for negativity and for people showing their asses and disrespect. Not going to do it. I don't need you that bad. My social media, all of our social media could close today. And you know what we do tomorrow? We get up and we still work on being better us. And we're still going to take care of us. And we're still going to take care of our family. And we're still going to make ourselves better humans. And that's what I want everybody to be. I wish I could inspire you all to do that. To turn around from the freaking negativity, the crap talk that so many people think is so important. And it's just not. It's a much better show of character, a much better show of your humanity, a much better show of where we can go potentially to improve ourselves, but also those around us by showing positivity and encouragement.
I mean, just celebrate success, celebrate your success, celebrate other success.
What is wrong with people that they get nervous when somebody's having, success? I freaking love to see somebody successful. And this is something that Michael has showed me. When you see someone else who is successful, I now know what's possible.
Right. Here's my theory on that. And, tell me if you two agree or, and guys in the chat, guys and girls. So negativity, we live in a society where when you're social media, right, and you have podcasts and shows or whatnot, you're going to get that. I get all that. And I'm starting to learn something here because, and I'm going to use a comedian as an example. And let me know if everybody in the chat and you two agree. So when a comedian tells a joke, and you laugh, what does that comedian do? I'm going to tell another one. I'm going to tell another one. Well, the one time you don't laugh or don't react to them, they stop. So in other words, with all these negativity people coming in and trolls and stuff, you don't give them any kind of attention or time of day. Eventually they will stop and go somewhere else. I don't know if that made any sense, but that's kind of how I'm learning this social media vibe now, I don't know if that made sense, but that's how I feel right now.
Of course it makes sense. I mean, if people are getting a reaction, they keep wanting to get that same reaction. They're going to enjoy it. And I'm horrible about responding because, I think the greatest content I ever could create is confronting haters and kicking the doors in and smacking the shit out of them. I think that'd be phenomenal. I don't think I have enough bail money for that. But I think it'd be really good content. But at the same time, why? Why? The people who love me, that are important to me, are right here. My family, my close circle of friends. Those are the ones whose acceptance I need, whose approval I need. Outside of that, man, I'm being me. If what I do inspires you to be a better you, great. If what I do makes you angry or hate, don't watch me. No one's making you watch me. If you don't like what I do, just don't watch, don't follow, don't subscribe. But what we do has an impact. And I know this now because of how people, when they see us, what they say to us. Your relationship inspires me to be a better husband. I love how you and Rebecca represent your love for one another. I mean, that's just us being us. I'm not doing this to make you guys better at your relationship. I'm doing this because I found my best friend. And this is who I want to spend my life with. So I want to treat her as such, right? If that inspires you to be a better husband, great. Happy. If me working out and busting my ass inspires you to work out and bust your ass, great. But understand, this is for me.
Yes.
This is how I choose to live my journey. If that inspires you to be a better you, great. But at the end of the day, what I do in my life is not determined on how it affects the masses, whether they accept me, whether they don't accept me. I'm giving it my best chance at this one shot I got.
Right.
That's it.
This one shot, meaning life.
That's it. I mean,
yeah.
She read this the other day, and it finally is something we all know.
But we don't really think about it.
Go ahead and say it.
No matter what you do, this life is going to kill you. So make the best out of it.
Go all in.
Go all in.
I mean, seriously.
There is nothing you can do to stop
There
it.
is a deadline for all of us.
Yeah. So
why would I want to spend my time on this earth being negative towards other people when I have an opportunity to be positive towards my wife, toward my friends, towards my, why would you not? If you see someone, like I say it all the time, when someone ran the 4-minute mile, you didn't see a whole bunch of people, oh God, he ran a 4-minute mile. People are like, oh shit, now I can run a 4-minute mile. It's possible. Someone did it.
Right.
When I'm around Big Boy or Thor or Larry and I'm seeing these people making $80,000 to $100,000 a month on social media, I'm not jealous. I'm not envious. I'm like, it's possible. Yes. If I put in the same amount of work and I trust what I'm doing and I'm genuine to who I am, it's possible. So that's the goal. It's not monetary. It's just be a better me. Like be a better me tomorrow than I was today and try to do that the next day. I'm not going to succeed
after that.
I'm Michael Todd. I am the most consistent person ever. If something you do today pisses me off, guaranteed you do that shit tomorrow, it's going to piss me off again. Like, I'm the same guy. Like, I'm the same dude every day. Love me or hate me, this is me, So that's I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm very, very happy with my life. I'm happy with the choices I've made. I still hate losing. I still hate losing,
But
other people want to say it's Monster 37.0. What? I mean, that's the dumbest shit in the world anyway. Monster 2.0 is a journey.
Right.
It's just me becoming the best me I can be. I haven't got there yet. I will.
Now, I'm with you. I hate losing too, right? But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm not going to allow it to happen, but if it happens, it happens. You're never going to go through this sport unscathed. That's just not reality. I will say this, though. If I happen to lose, then guess what? My wife didn't leave me. My kids still love me. I still got the house, and we still have our foundation. I'm winning. I mean, that's how I look. That may sound kind of corny, but that's how I look at this. People take this sport way too seriously. Yeah, I mean, no, I don't have as many awards as you. These bad boys behind me, I don't have as many as you, but still, I mean, the journey and why I keep my awards is because they all tell a story. It reminds me, oh yeah, I remember that event. I had to go through so-and-so, or hey, I had to train for that event. They tell a story to me. So yeah, I'm a sucker because is it nice to win money in arm wrestling? Yeah, but you know what? That money will eventually get spent. These are still sitting here. That I kind of went off the deep end on that, but you see what I'm saying though, right? Like,
100%.
When I'm done with this sport, or this sport's done with me, I can sit back and look and go, you know what? I did pretty good for me. Everybody has different expectations, That's good for me. I came back, I had a good time. Got to travel to some cool places. My wife and I came, we enjoyed it. Yeah, we're doing good. So, I mean, that's what it comes down to, in my opinion. I mean, everyone has their own, but that's what it comes down for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, of course, when Michael goes over to Turkey, of course, the match is important. But if everything rested on the outcome of that match, that would be that would not be a good situation. I mean, You're in another country. How about experience some of the culture there? How about just have a life experience while you're there? Meet people, make connections. It can't all be about the result, because the result is not the finish. The result is just a part of the journey, right?
Yes. It is. No, I totally get that. Look what you guys are doing now. It's the journey of, hey, while I'm going on this quest for 100, but look, we get to go to Ohio. And I'm sure you're going to go back again because the Arnold Classic's coming around the corner. You get to
Let
go.
me tell you the coolest thing. The
Oh,
coolest
go
thing.
ahead.
Okay, the coolest. Well, there were so many cool things. I don't know why I say it's the coolest thing. But in Ohio, now you paid attention to our last tour, right? The videos that we put out where we were going. The last tour, 2021. Yes, because you were part of it. But one of the first stops that we made was actually the third stop at the very beginning of the tour, was in Berlin, Ohio. So I don't know if you remember the video, but Michael's like bleeding down his arm, right?
Oh, yeah.
I had to break up the dogs because Rebecca tried to lay food out and they accidentally bit me.
Yeah. So he was bleeding down. I mean, I had him all bandaged up. He's bleeding down his arm. He's having a great time with these guys there in Berlin, Ohio. Well, it starts to rain. Out of the rain walks this lumberjack looking dude. Okay, he's got a black beard. He looks all dark. It looks mythical. He's walking out of the rain. Michael's already been pulling.
It could have been Rebecca's edit.
No, Michael's already been arm wrestling probably an hour and a half, 2 hours. This guy walks up and he ain't little. He big. I'm like, oh shit. This is not going to be good. I've changed his dressing. I don't know how many times. I'm like, I don't need any broken arms. What's going to happen here? Turns out to be one of the nicest guys. He made the thumbnail for that video. Travis is his name. Pickering. Look at the tournament yesterday. Turn around and he's there. I was like, crap.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't recognize him. He's walking out of the venue and I'm walking. I'm like, yeah, you're a big old boy. You're just here to watch, right? Like, you're not competing.
He's competing. I was like, damn it.
He
I forgot about you because he was strong.
He's strong fella.
Right.
He posted a video. I think he took second to me left-handed.
Yeah.
But he's like, posted the video of mine his left-handed match. Something about
ended as he expected.
And John Theron, he won the 198s and the 220s, and I pulled the 242s and supers, and he was smacking everybody. Like he was putting a beat down on folks. Mm-hmm. So he was my first match in the overalls, so I hit him as hard as I could, right? And it's funny because he won the 220s and 198s, and he takes the loss. Like, yep, once is enough, because he had 2 shots at me. He's like, yeah, I'm good.
I'm good.
He's like,
right.
I don't need that to happen again. You know what I'm saying?
But there again, Travis, when he pulled Michael at the practice in Berlin, it was under practice situation, right?
Oh, we had a good match. They had
a good match at practice. Different situation when you're walking up and it's a ready go, right? And the results are different. So he experienced that, but because I remembered what he was like at that practice, I was like, oh crap, this is not going to go good today.
Well, the thing is, and this inevitably is going to happen, right? I mean, I'm going to show up at an event and I'm going to pull 242s and supers and masters and whatever.
Look, there's no way
Marcio's going to be there, or Dave Chafee or Jerry's going to be there, and they're all on
Pablo, anybody.
42s and supers against both these guys, and then I got to pull. And they're all over 40 just like me, so we're all the same age. You're like, oh shit, they get into every class that I'm entering, So I mean, it's inevitable that I'm going to run into other elites, and it doesn't have to be elites. It can be the tier or 2 below me. Let me arm wrestle multiple weeks in a row, multiple classes at every event,
training every week.
People's going to beat me. I mean,
it's going to happen. Yeah.
Like Jody Williams even has a chance.
left hand, right?
These are the things. This is reality, Like I was supposed to pull Robbie Topi up there in Athol, Idaho. Robbie posted that he was retired. I messaged. He's like, "Oh, that's news to me. I did not know that." So now I think I might be doing a handicap match where I'm pulling him, best of 5 or something, and
Nano Cruz,
right?
Yeah.
And what it was is like, hey man, would you be interested in a 2? You get 2 super match awards. I'm like, bet. Because he's got some badass swords.
There you go.
I'm down, baby. I'm down. So there's no guarantee I'm gonna win that because the week before I'm pulling in South Dakota. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Oh, let me tell you.
I'm going to go ahead and finish, and I'm gonna tell you the tentative schedule just so everyone can hear. Go ahead.
Funniest stuff. Oh no, we can't put that out.
I can put the tentative.
No, I'm not supposed to put the tentative out.
Who?
We're supposed to be saving that for our members to know where we're.
Oh, sorry, you suck.
He's a member though, so
you won't know.
I'm a member, so I'll know.
So,
I was unaware of Rebecca's stipulations.
What were you talking about?
Big biceps.
No, dang it. You made me lose it because it was going to be really good.
I said Jody could possibly beat me.
No, this was going to be profound,
Oh,
and this was like
Athol.
his profound moment.
Athol, Idaho.
Oh, you said South Dakota, right?
Stop talking for a
South
minute.
Dakota.
Stop talking for a minute.
It was right after South Dakota.
Oh, okay. So one of the funniest things when we're there, right? I'd be looking at, because there's this other fellow that was also at the Berlin practice, right? He goes, you remember me, don't you? And I was this guy. I was like, were you this guy? He goes, no, I wasn't that guy. Were you this guy? No, I wasn't that. Oh, I remember you now. I know who you were. Are you pulling today? And he says, no, I got a super match in 4 weeks. And I went, huh.
Because I'm pulling a world title match in 14 days.
In 14 days, you know,
So
but you're not pulling today because you got a super match in 4 weeks. Okay.
Well, that's what I mean.
But that's the way the thinking has gone.
That's the mentality of arm wrestling nowadays. Oh, I've got to peak. I've got to peak. Listen, I ain't got to peak. I just got to be me. Right. If me shows up, you're all in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it is. And that's what this year is going to be about. It's not about I have to peak to be the very best version of me for this one day. How good can I be every weekend? Let's find out. You know,
and that's where it comes
that's
down
different.
to. That's why you guys are so consistent. You're a machine, and this is why you are who you are. You know, not everybody can do that. I mean, for some people, like, okay, maybe I don't train as much as you do. I don't train as long as you do, but rest assured, come game day, I'm bringing my A game, A+ game, depending on, you know, what's going on. So,
but how about obtaining a level, Jody, to where you can bring nearly your A game on command?
Oh, I can. You want to know why? Here's my theory. I look stupid in practice, so I don't look stupid at a tournament.
There you go. So yeah, oh shit, I was about to say something. I had profound shit. I don't know what it was, but yeah, man, I'm just, oh yeah, so I will compete on Saturdays, back and bicep on Sunday, chest and tricep on Monday, shoulders on Tuesday, legs on Wednesday, rest Thursday, Friday, repeat.
There you go.
That's
now,
it.
We've been on for an hour, and I know y'all got some other stuff to do too, but you got to eat. But Rebecca, tell everybody, if you guys are members of the Monster channel, explain what's going to happen some point today. Aren't you going to explain about the tentative schedule, but only if you're a member? Yes?
No, I'm not ready to put that out to members just yet, but that will go out to members. Frankly, we want to focus on Michael's next match, right? And then once that match is done, I will put up a tentative schedule. Tentative. Now. And
the reason it's tentative, I'm going to tell you, I was planning and have been planning on February 18th to go to Alabama State.
Right.
My plan. I talked to Redcon One Energy, and they would like me to be in Houston that weekend, so I can be at a GNC to do a meet and greet. Right.
Since they're covering the travel.
So
yeah.
That's a no-brainer, right?
In Houston, you know what I mean? So it's things like that. Like I may see this schedule. Like I look at my schedule and okay, I'm gonna be here. Well, if there's another opportunity for me to be somewhere else that's more advantageous for me to go, that best represents my partner, my brands, then I have to make those decisions, right? So when we say it's tentative, it's always tentative.
And we always have to make concessions too for like what's going on with the family. Like I've got a grandbaby due.
Like I wanted to be in Maine. Like I was going to be in New Jersey for the 25th at an event that Sean Hancock was doing. And then from New Jersey, I was going up to Maine to an event that Robert Gould threw an extra $1,000 in for the overall right and overall left April 1st. Because I was already going to be in New Jersey. So it makes just sense to go up to Maine, have a week to hike and do all that fun stuff and just experience. Well, our fifth grandchild's on the way, and she is due
end of March, 1st of April.
End of March, 1st of April. Well, I can't very well be in New Jersey the end of March or Maine the 1st of April when any day, because I'm in an RV and I can't just drive, well, we're 2,000 miles away. We'll be home in 3 days. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do that, so.
Plan accordingly because grandbabies, when they're here, they're here. So,
that's it.
You two, I want to really thank you because I know you guys got a busy schedule. Thank you for crunching me in your time. It was awesome to talk to you. Everybody was excited to have you guys on and stuff. And we are happy to know that there were no injuries when you left Ohio. So that's first and foremost. But until then, my friend, keep training hard, everybody.
I did almost kill him, though.
Oh, yeah. Rebecca didn't almost kill us. We just almost died while she was driving.
And it was terrifying.
It was pretty bad.
Absolutely terrifying.
She was driving, and we're going through construction. She's been driving about 30 minutes or so, and there's probably a 6 to 8 inch lip on the road going off to the shoulder.
Yeah.
And the front wheel goes off, the back wheels go off, and that's a 33-foot, 11.5, 12-foot tall RV, and it gets top heavy bad, right? So she's freaking out. It's about 45 seconds,
of sheer terror,
which is a very long time when you're scared, to get it back under control. And that's probably 10 to 15 attempts for this thing to flip on us. And we made it through
I
it.
cried.
She was freaked out. She was frozen for a bit, but I took over, and unfortunately I had to drive the rest of the way there and all the way home.
So any of you out there that would like to pray over the safety of the monster tour, I would greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, because that was a scary moment. It really was a scary moment. But, I was there to talk her through it, and she was able to regain control. And, fortunately, but I know if anybody's riding behind us, they got their cameras out. They're like, oh, I'm about to get some good shit right here because this thing's about to flip.
Ask me how much I drove after that.
I just told them, none. All right. Hey, thanks for having us, partner. I appreciate it. Appreciate all the support. Hopefully I come back home with a helmet and a shield from Istanbul. One more first place closer to my 100.
That bites you, doesn't it?
Well,
where are you gonna put, if you come back with that, where are you going to put it at? You have no room back there.
I'm sleeping in it. What are you talking about? I'm going to have my helmet on. And I don't know, man. That's the thing is I'm looking at the left and right of the Vendettas, and I have roughly 40 inches from there to the banner. These are 10.5-inch plaques. So if I allow 13 inches per plaque, I could fit 3 in there with an inch on it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at, maybe I can put all 3 lefts on the left side, all 3 rights on the right side. And then the gangster chest piece medallion chains are going to have to hang off of a trophy or a hammer or an eagle or something,
There you go.
And that's what I got for these. 92 more. Like, check this out. That, Idaho is going to be those swords.
No, it's the axe. It's the axe.
That's what it was going to be.
Oh, they changed it.
Well, he said there may be a 33 to 36 inch. What's the people you like so much? Lord of the Rings style, just epic.
Oh, well then I'm sorry. Well then, if they have a Masters, you're going to have to go through me. And remember, you got 2 super matches that day. The rest of the shit, I'm gonna be licking my chops. So in mid 90-degree weather. So yeah, if they're having that, I
pull 2 super matches, then I pull 42 right and left, supers right and left, masters right and left. If there's an overall, I mean, that's a lot of pulling.
Yes.
But that's the goal, dude. People are like, oh, well, you got to arm wrestle 100 events? No, I have right and left arm, so.
Right.
And I just want, because there's multiple classes. And the reason, it's so funny, because I feel like I have to be 242 to do this. I don't. It only gives me 2 more opportunities.
Right.
It's only giving me 2 more opportunities. You know what I mean? Like, I could just pull supers, masters. Like, instead of winning 8 this weekend, I could have won 6.
Right.
Supers, masters, overall right and left. 6 is still good. I don't have to kill myself to lose all this damn weight, But like I said, we are going to be our fittest versions of ourselves ever this year. And that's both aesthetically fit, but also be able to functionally fit.
Yes.
So that's what's exciting to us, because I turned 50 in 5 months. So
I think you're sexy.
And she thinks I'm sexy. So we got that.
Well, congratulations. And guys, thank you very much for joining me on the show. I'm gonna let you get on your day because I know you're getting hungry and I don't want to sit there and have a disgruntled Michael. So you go ahead and do your thing. But until next time, thank you very much. Yeah, flex. There you go, Michael. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go, brother.
We'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.
Yes, sir.